Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's time for another deep dive.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be looking at some seriously cool AI news, like straight out of a sci-fi movie,
Yeah.
but it's happening right now. Imagine like a digital assistant. That can do pretty much anything on your computer.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're stepping into the future, right?
Right. Like we're talking booking flights, ordering groceries, even navigating some really complex software,
Mm.
all without needing to write a single line of code.
It's mind-blowing how quickly this technology is advancing. We're moving beyond just asking a chatbot a question. Now it's about giving an AI a task, and it figures out how to get it done using the same tools a human would.
Exactly. And that brings us to something pretty incredible. OpenAI's latest creation.
The operator AI agent.
You got it. I
Right.
got some fresh press releases hot off the digital press about
Yeah.
this one. What's amazing is that Operator learns to use a computer visually,
Yeah.
using the mouse and keyboard, just like we do.
That's what makes this so different from anything we've seen before. It's not just processing language. It's actually interacting with the digital world in a way that mimics human behavior.
So it's like teaching a computer to see the digital world through our eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the implications of that are huge.
So how does it actually work? I mean, how can it possibly learn to use all these different programs without specific instructions for each one?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Operator doesn't rely on traditional APIs. You see, APIs are like digital bridges that let different software programs talk to each other.
Okay, that makes sense.
But by skipping this step, Operator can potentially interact with a much wider range of software and websites than previous AI assistants could.
So it's like it has a master key to the digital world.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that opens up some incredible possibilities.
Okay, so can you give us an example? Like, how would this work in a real-world scenario?
Sure. Picture this. You say to Operator, book me a dinner reservation for 7 p.m.
Easy enough.
And then it just takes over. Opens your web browser, finds a restaurant, even puts in your credit card info.
Wow.
It's like having a super efficient personal assistant working behind the scenes on your computer.
So no more spending hours browsing through OpenTable or calling restaurants?
Not if Operator has anything to say about it.
I like the sound of that. So what about the tech behind all of this? It must be pretty complex.
Oh, absolutely. Operator is powered by OpenAI's new CUA model, which is built upon GPT-4o. This allows it to learn by watching us use the mouse and keyboard.
Okay, so it's like an apprentice learning from a master craftsman.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
So this all sounds incredibly promising. But it also makes me wonder, is OpenAI the only one working on this kind of technology?
Not at all. This is a hot area of research right now, and there's a lot of competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in fact, Alibaba's cloud unit just launched their own model called Qwen 2.5 VL.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's brand new, and they're claiming that it actually outperforms some of the big names from the US, like OpenAI's GPT-4o, Google's Gemini 2.0 Flash, and Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet.
Wow, that's a bold claim. So what makes their model so special?
Well, it's hard to say for sure without more details, but it's likely a combination of factors: the data they're using, their training methods, the specific architecture of their model.
So it's like a recipe where even small changes in the ingredients can have a big impact on the final product.
Exactly.
This is fascinating.
Mm.
It seems like we're on the verge of a major breakthrough in AI.
I think so too. And the competition is only going to accelerate the pace of innovation.
And what about the resources being poured into this? It must be substantial.
Oh, absolutely. Companies are investing billions of dollars in AI research and development.
Can you give us an idea of the scale we're talking about?
Sure, Microsoft, for example, has committed $80 billion to AI infrastructure through 2025. That gives you an idea of how seriously they're taking this.
Wow, that's a staggering amount of money. It's clear that AI is no longer just a futuristic concept. It's a major force shaping the present and the future.
Absolutely. And it's something we all need to be paying attention to.
Okay, so we've talked about how Operator works and the incredible competition in the AI world, but it's time to take a step back and ask the big question: is Operator really ready to take over all our tasks?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer is, it's complicated. Operator definitely has huge potential, but even OpenAI admits it's not perfect.
So what are some of the limitations?
Well, for one thing, it's not quite as accurate as a human, yet OpenAI has released data showing that Operator scored 38.1% on benchmark tests for computer navigation tasks, compared to humans hitting 72.4%.
So it sounds like it still has some learning to do.
Yeah, you could say that it's not ready to replace humans entirely just yet.
Well, those numbers are still pretty impressive. considering how complex these tasks are.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that it can even attempt these tasks is a testament to how far AI has come.
So this isn't really a setback. It's more like a sign of how much potential there is for future development.
Exactly. I see it as a really exciting challenge, figuring out how to improve these systems and make them even more capable.
So what's the next step in the evolution of AI agents like Operator?
Well, there are a lot of different avenues of research. One is improving their accuracy and reliability. Another is expanding their capabilities so they can handle an even wider range of tasks.
And what about the ethical considerations? We need to make sure these agents are used responsibly.
Absolutely. That's a crucial part of the conversation. We need to think about things like bias, fairness, and transparency, and make sure these systems are aligned with human
This
values.
is all so fascinating. I can't wait to see what the future holds for AI and for all of us.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be alive.
I couldn't agree more. So we've talked about how Operator works and the competition in the AI world. But what does all this actually mean for us? How could AI agents like Operator change our daily lives?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing to think about. Imagine a world where you can just hand off any tedious task to an AI. Like, think about all the time you could save.
Oh yeah, I could definitely use an extra set of digital hands these days. My to-do list never seems to get any shorter.
Right. So imagine being able to finally focus on those passion projects you've been putting off, or spend more time with friends and family, or just relax and recharge.
That sounds amazing. Sign me up. But seriously, what are some other ways this could change things? Like beyond just saving us time?
Well, think about how this could revolutionize different industries. Like in healthcare, AI agents could help doctors analyze medical images or manage patient records, freeing them up to spend more time with patients.
That's a great point.
Or in finance, they could automate complex transactions or analyze market trends, making investing more efficient.
So AI could really boost productivity across the board.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. The potential is huge.
I'm definitely getting caught up in all the excitement here. But it's probably good to take a step back and ask about the potential downsides as well.
Right, of course.
We've touched on this a bit, but could you elaborate on the potential challenges we need to be thinking about?
Sure. So one of the biggest concerns is job displacement. As AI agents become more capable of performing tasks that are currently done by humans, it's natural to worry about the impact on the workforce.
Yeah, that's a valid concern. It's not about AI taking over the world. It's about adapting to a changing job market.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of security. As AI agents become more integrated into our lives, we need to make sure these systems are robust and resilient to hacking and malicious attacks.
And of course, there's the question of data privacy.
Absolutely. We need to ensure that these AI agents are handling our personal information responsibly and ethically.
So it sounds like we need some serious safeguards in place to prevent misuse.
I think that's essential.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential benefits and the potential challenges. But I'm curious on a personal level, what excites you most about this technology? What do you think is the most transformative aspect of AI agents like Operator?
That's a tough one. But I think for me, it's the potential for human empowerment. Imagine being able to offload all those mundane tasks that clog up your day, like scheduling meetings, sorting through emails, even doing your taxes. What could you accomplish if you had all that extra time and mental energy?
I like the way you think. What would you do with all that free time?
Oh, gosh. So many possibilities. I'd love to learn a new language, or finally write that novel I've been dreaming about, or just spend more time in nature, disconnect from the digital world for a while.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life
Yeah.
and forget to take time for ourselves.
Right. So I think AI could really help us reclaim some of that lost time
Yeah.
and focus on the things that truly matter to us.
That's a pretty compelling vision of the future. But I also wonder if AI is handling all these tasks. How does that change the nature of work itself? Like, will we all just be sitting around with nothing to do?
I don't think so. I think it's more likely that we'll see a shift away from routine task-based work and towards more creative and strategic roles.
So it's not necessarily about losing jobs to AI, but rather about redefining what it means to work and how we contribute to society.
Exactly. It's about adapting to the changing landscape and finding new ways to add value.
So it's not about being replaced by AI, but about working alongside it, leveraging its strengths to enhance our own capabilities.
That's precisely. It's about collaboration, not competition.
I love that perspective.
Eh,
It's about seeing AI as a tool, a partner in progress.
Exactly. And I think that's the key to unlocking the full potential of this technology.
But even with that collaborative mindset, I think it's natural for people to have some anxieties about the rise of AI. Like, what would you say to someone who's feeling apprehensive about these advancements?
It's completely understandable to feel apprehensive. Change can be unsettling, especially when it involves something as powerful as AI. But I think it's important to remember that we're in control. We're the ones shaping the development and deployment of this technology.
That's a good reminder. It's not about passively accepting whatever technological advancements come our way. We have a voice, and it's important to use it to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that benefits all of humanity.
I couldn't agree more. We need to be actively engaged in this conversation, asking the tough questions, and demanding transparency and accountability from those developing these systems.
So knowledge is power when it comes to AI.
Absolutely. The more we understand about this technology, the better equipped we'll be to navigate the changes it brings and advocate for responsible development.
So it sounds like education is key.
It's crucial. We need to empower ourselves with knowledge and use that knowledge to shape a future where humans and AI can thrive together.
It's really incredible to think about how quickly AI is evolving. Like, just a few years ago, this whole idea of an AI agent that can use a computer like a human, that would have seemed like pure science fiction.
I know, right? It really shows you how fast technology is moving.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it even more important to be having these conversations about what it all means, for society as a whole.
Yeah, you're right. We can't just sit back and watch as AI changes the world around us. We need to be involved in shaping how that future unfolds.
Absolutely. We need to be asking the tough questions, like how do we make sure these advancements benefit everyone, not just a small group of people? And how do we make sure that AI helps people keep their jobs and make a living?
Those are really important questions. And it feels like they're questions that everyone should be thinking about, not just the tech experts or the people making policies.
I totally agree. Everyone's going to be affected by this. So everyone needs to have a voice.
And it sounds like one of the most important things we can do is to educate ourselves. Like, the more we understand about AI, the better prepared we'll be to handle the changes it brings and to push for responsible development.
Oh, definitely. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge so we can make good decisions about the future.
And not just accepting whatever happens.
Exactly, right? We need to be proactive.
Yeah.
We need to remember that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used in good ways or bad ways. So the future of AI really depends on the choices that we make today.
That's a powerful thought. It's not about being afraid of AI. It's about understanding its potential and making sure it develops in a way that aligns with our values as humans.
Exactly. We have to be open and honest about the ethical questions, the potential risks, and the need for safeguards.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI agents, I'm feeling a mix of excitement and caution.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited about what AI could do to help us, but also a little bit wary of the potential downsides.
I think that's the perfect way to feel. It's great to be optimistic about AI's potential to solve problems, but we also need to be aware of the possible pitfalls and work together to make sure AI benefits everyone.
And for you listening, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you some things to think about. Because the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we all create together. So stay informed, ask questions, and be part of the conversation. That's how we can build a future where AI makes our lives better and helps us reach our full potential.